What does a typical week in consulting actually look like? Is it really as intense as you've heard? Well, today I'm giving you an inside look at my exact schedule from the last 6 months as an operations consultant at McKinsey. And if you're wondering just how many hours I worked, slept, and traveled, stick around till the end where I'm summing it all up. As an operations consultant in manufacturing, my job was to help companies improve their production processes, making them faster, more efficient, and more productive. And to do that, I had to be on site at the client, because you can't exactly optimize a factory from behind the screen. So here's what a typical week looked like for me traveling to different client sites every week. Mondays started early. I was usually up around 5 a.m. to catch a flight or train to wherever I need to be for the week. The travel time was a mix of trying to catch up on some sleep, and if my manager sent me any tasks already, getting some work done, which was definitely not my favorite when that happened. I typically arrived at the client around 10 or 11 a.m. and we'd go straight into a factory tour or review meeting. After a quick lunch with the team and the client, the rest of the day would be back-to-back meetings, shop floor observations, data collection, and working through solutions. We'd stay at the client site until 6 or 7 p.m. and then head to dinner as a team, sometimes also together with the client. Now, I usually had massive brain fog at this point, and my social battery was completely drained, so I loved having dinner together. Then came the hotel check-in, followed by more work, either together in the lobby or, if I was lucky, we'd all go to our hotel rooms and work from there, talking via Slack or Zoom. Depending on how busy we were, we would stop working somewhere between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. And then I'd quickly take a shower and go to bed. Tuesday mornings, I woke up in my hotel room around 6:30. I became really quick at getting myself ready because I tried to maximize sleep. So I was out the door in 30 minutes. After a quick breakfast, it was straight to the client site for another day of meetings, observations, and problem solving. The schedule was pretty packed. Whether it was reviewing the data we collected or brainstorming solutions with the client, it was non-stop until dinner time, which again we'd usually have as a team. Yay! Wednesday was nearly identical to Tuesday. Get up early, head to the client, work all day. The only real difference was that by midweek, the fatigue started to catch up with you. And on the way back to the hotel, we'd usually have a conversation like, "Wow, it's Wednesday already. Tomorrow we can go back home," which at least lifted the mood a little bit. Thursday started off like every other day, except that we checked out of the hotel, so I had to get up 15 minutes earlier to pack my bag and drop off my key card. In the afternoon, we usually had a wrap-up meeting with the client and then headed to the airport or train station to finally head back home. Finally go back home. Yay. If we had deadlines to meet, we usually worked during travel time, which was pretty much every week. I got really good at working literally anywhere, including on the airplane, in the taxi, or even waiting in line. By the time I got home, it was usually pretty late and I was exhausted and definitely too tired to buy groceries and cook. So I got takeout pretty much every Thursday night. Finally, Friday. This was always my favorite work day because I woke up in my own bed and 9 out of 10 times I was working from home. I could have gone to the office, but my team was spread out all over Europe, so I didn't see any reason to go to the office. If I didn't get home too late on Thursday, I went for a run on Friday morning before work because I basically never had time to exercise while traveling. And the rest of the day, I'd catch up on emails, finish up project deliverables, have virtual client calls, and do my expenses so I could get back the money I spent on traveling. Then usually around 6 p.m. I would wrap up, make some dinner, and chill for the rest of the night. Before I joined consulting, I heard that weekends were respected, which I honestly didn't believe, but I was pleasantly surprised. No work calls, no emails, just 2 days to recharge, which was much needed. There were a few exceptions. About 2 or 3 times I had to travel on Sunday because the client was far away and we wanted to start early on Monday. But most weekends I was totally off. However, I've heard that this is not true the higher you rise through the ranks. Well, except of course I had to clean my apartment, unpack my bags, do laundry, iron my shirts, and pack my bags again. I know everyone has to do chores, but it's so much more annoying if you have to do all of them on your only 2 days off. So how many hours did I actually work, including travel? Let's break it down. Travel took about 13 hours a week, including the commute between the hotel and the client. Work at the client side was about 38 hours a week, and internal work at the hotel or at home was about 21 hours a week. So if I sum it all up, my job took about 72 hours a week from me. And then sleep was about 5 to 6 hours a night, not counting the 2 nights on the weekend where I slept at least 10 hours a night to make up for it. If you're now thinking, why on earth would you do this to yourself? First of all, great question. And second, there's a couple of reasons, I think good-ish reasons, why I switched from engineering to consulting in the first place, which I talk about in this video right here.